Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be taking out the front bumper on my IS300. I'm going to go ahead and change my grill out here. I've got this generic eBay Altezza grill that I want to swap out to an OEM IS300 grill. I actually got a 2001 grill, which is the 4-bar. It's a little bit less common than the 3-bar version, so we're going to go ahead and install that in place of this once the bumper is off. While we have the bumper off, I've got a few brackets and clips for the headlights that were broken underneath that I got OEM replacements for, so I'm going to go ahead and swap those out. I'm also going to repair the 2 little tabs on the side of my bumper just because those things are all ripped up from being 20 years old on this car. While I'm in there, I'm also going to be swapping out the turn signals on my headlights. On my previous retrofit, I put clear turn signals in there, and a lot of you guys were tripping about having clear turn signals up front, so I went ahead and picked up some new NOVsight LED amber ones that I'm gonna be putting on the front and the rear. So stay tuned. So I got this grill from a member on one of the forums on Facebook for like 40 bucks plus some shipping, which was a deal to me because everybody else was trying to get like $100 for this thing, and it's in pretty mint condition for a 20-year-old grill. So this thing is very unique, as I said earlier, because it's got 4 bars right here instead of the 3 which are found on the 2002 to 2005. So this one's a little bit more rare as it only came in 2001. So for the bulbs that we're going to be using, I'm going to be installing these right here up front. These ones have a little fan in them just to cool them down, but you probably don't need those fans, especially on a turn signal that only blinks on and off. For the rear, I got slightly different ones that are just straight on, just because the rear is actually straight on. The front actually reflects off the headlight reflector, so I got the side view ones right there. In addition, I went ahead and picked up some reverse light. These ones are T15 906s, which fit for the reverse lights. So these NOVsight bulbs I got on Amazon. If you guys need any of these, check out the links down in the description. I'll link to the ones I got from Amazon. For the clips that we're gonna need, these 4 clips right here go under the headlight on the metal bracket, and they're for the bumper to clip in. When I took off my bumper last time, I snapped 2 of these, so I figured I'd replace all 4. In addition, the headlights snap into this bracket right here, and these are used between Subarus and Camrys and a couple other vehicles. I picked up 5 of these. These were actually aftermarket. The dealer didn't have any of these in stock, and I just found these aftermarket ones. While I was ordering stuff from Japan, I ended up picking up some of these too. These are actually the little inserts on the side for the bumper also, so we'll go ahead and replace those while we're in there. Once we get the bumper off, you'll notice on here on mine, both my side tabs here are basically gone from all the years of being low and just coming on and off. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to replace those with a little ghetto rig using a binder clip that I saw online. Hopefully it works for our cars, and I go ahead and just bolt this on so it stays on. So as mentioned earlier, these are the little brackets and tabs right here. This one's missing right here. It actually broke off and it was just sitting back there, but it was missing one of the tabs there. So we'll go ahead and just pop all 4 of these off and replace them new. The one that the headlight snaps into is back behind there, so we're gonna have to take off the headlight anyways just to access the turn signal bulb. Yeah, the IS300 is a pain in the ass to get to the turn signal because the top one you could reach if you could have small enough hands right here on the top, and the bottom you might be able to get to, but it's just better just to remove the whole headlight and take it all out to change the light bulbs. But we have to do that just to get those tabs and those brackets anyways to replace. In addition to that little thing that I was mentioning, that little nub, that's the one that goes here and has a little nub that the bumper matches on the other side. Yeah, I forgot how much of a pain in the ass it is to get to these 2 bolts back here to take the headlight off, but there is 2 nuts back here that hold it to the fender. Other than that, everything pops out, and you just gotta lift it and get it past this part right here on the ballast. And then the headlight comes out and you can access the bulbs. You can access all these other things that we need to change out right here. What I'm gonna do is just carefully take it out without breaking anything or knocking anything out of place. Just go ahead and change the bulbs right here while I'm in here. I had these white LEDs before that everybody was tripping about, so we'll take those out. Go ahead and put these guys in right here. Before we bolt this back on, you'll make sure these work, so don't make that mistake of bolting it down and then realizing something's wrong. Okay, we'll get there. We'll test them now. Ooh, these things are bright as hell, but they're working fine. So that's good over here. We'll go ahead and shut off the hazards and move on with the clips. So the hardest bracket to get is that one right here that snaps in at the bottom. So what we're gonna do is on the other side, get a screwdriver in there and pry it up. Once it pops out, you can just snap the new one in. On these front ones for the bumper, we go ahead and pop them off now, and you can actually install them with the headlight on. And it's actually easier to do it with the headlight on because they don't get in the way of the ballast and the headlight when you're snapping it back in. So for this, I'm gonna go ahead and just try to pop this thing up right here from this side by just prying the clip up. We don't care if they break, they're 20 years old and brittle anyways. So they just kind of pop right out. There is also a way to unbolt this thing, I believe. This is all one big bracket right here that you could just take apart if you had to, but it'd be much easier just to break it off, especially if you're replacing them like I am. So we'll go ahead and wipe this clean, snap the new one in. Take those out right there. Once again, these are pretty brittle, 20 years old. So we want to go in here, just snap this new one in. It's the same on either side. There, and then we can pop the headlight back in. Yeah, you want to line the bracket up right there. Now we can snap the new clips underneath the headlight on before we pop it in. We just want to line these up right there, clip those in, and lift this one. This one's a little bit more tricky because it's kind of in the way, so we'll snap this in and then we'll try that. Right there. Hopefully I don't have to re-aim these things when I get them out. Then you snap these new bumper clips in right there, and then the bumper slides into these clips and holds right there. I'm gonna go ahead and have to swap this little side piece out over here also. I should have popped this off when I had access from the back, but like I said, we're gonna end up breaking this off anyways because we don't care. This thing just goes in here, and it's just a guide for the bumper. OCD-ness, guys. And that's what it looks like right there. So the headlights mounted firmly into that bottom part. These front brackets right here are nicely lined up. Go ahead and bolt this side back down and finish the other side. To install the grill is pretty easy. Just pop off the old one. This cheap Altezza replica falls right off the bumper every time I take it off. So the new one, you just go ahead and just snap it in, all the little clips right here onto the bumper. Then once you do that, you just pretty much, that's it. There's really no screws or anything that hold this thing onto the bumper. It's just compression clips. So you gotta just be careful that they don't pop out and then you lose everything. That's all it is. Once you get that on there, just get it onto the car, put the clips on, and we're good. But that looks really good right there. So as you can see here, my tab right here is basically missing, been sheared, gone for a long time. So I saw this on a forum, and here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use these binder clips right here. You're gonna just pop the actual clip part off. You don't need the black part, you just need the silver parts. We're gonna drill 2 holes right here, put the binder clip into those holes, and then mount it onto the car using this to hold it in. So we'll see how this works. So we're gonna go ahead and just pop this thing out. It pretty much comes out like that. What you wanna do is kind of line it up right there. You wanna drill 2 holes so you can actually pop it in from the bottom up, and then you're gonna try to get it into those holes, and then you Probably need to bend it just to hold it in place, but we'll see how well this works in the long term. Get those 2 holes in there. Go ahead and pop this up. One side, it's gonna be, the other side is gonna be a pain in the ass to try to get through, but we'll see. So we'll probably have to bend it a little bit there. So we get some pliers, we just have to bend this up, get it into that second hole, and then after that we just bend it more just to get it where we need it to be. Alright, so that looks pretty good there. I just need to bend these out more so they hold better, but this will actually keep it from actually just pulling out, at least once we put the screw in there, just to hold it onto the fender. It won't keep it from falling downward, but I think the other side clips here should hold it up. To reattach the bumper on the side here, we're just going to use a regular screw here that goes into the anchor up top that's already on the fender. So I'm going to just go ahead, go to that new clip that I just put in, get it right underneath there, and then you want to make sure you pop it into that little guide that I replaced over here that was broken before, and just screw it up. And this should hold. I mean, it looks good right now as I'm screwing it in. It pops out a little bit, but you can always adjust that. Once I pop this thing in, it should fit a little bit better. Keep it from ripping down when it hits the tire. So we're back here now to do the reverse lights and the turn signals back here. Luckily on the Sportcross, there's a nice easy panel back here that you just pop off. It snaps right in like that. The 2 insides and the clips right here. You can just reach in and turn the bulbs and take these open. Got them open. Go ahead and put in the first one, which is a turn signal. Get that one in. Reach in and get the reverse light. Snap those in. We'll do it the other side now. All right, got it on, so we'll go ahead and test them out, make sure everything works. Turn signals work perfectly fine. Nice and bright, straight on. You get enough to reflect off the sides of it. All right, reverse lights work perfectly fine. Nice and bright. See there? So, nice upgrade using these NOVsight bulbs. If you guys need these same bulbs for your car, go ahead and check out the links down in the description to Amazon. Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day. I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in all the way to the end of this video on updating my bumper grille, putting in those new LED signals for the front and the rear, along with the reverse light. As you can see, the upgrade on the front signals is a pain in the ass just because you gotta take off the headlight and everything. Like I said earlier, if you guys need any of the bulbs or any of the stuff I use, check out the links down in the description to Amazon. I'll also list the part numbers for all those different parts that I replaced in case you need to replace it on your car. If you guys found this video useful, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel to stay on top of all my different videos, whether it's on the IS300, the IS250, the Sienna, or anything I'm doing around the house, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Remember guys, for all these different projects, if I can do it, you guys can do it. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time.